All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. Some really interesting stuff to talk about today. I want to start out with GoodVito, Vitaly Ugonikov, making a really exciting competitive debut in Brazil at the muscle contest Fit Pura regional show. So let me explain to you guys what's going on here. So this is very similar to what we saw with Michael Krizo. So this show that GoodVito is doing, yesterday, right before the show, he did an interview where he said he basically gave fans a forewarning. You're not going to see the best version of me, but you're going to see something good. And the reason he said that yesterday is because this show, like I said, is a regional show. This is GoodVito's qualifier for his pro qualifier. So if he wins this show, which I believe he will be going on to a pro qualifier, which I think is very, very soon, very similar to Michael Krizo, who won his pro card in October and then was competing as a pro just a few weeks later. So that's kind of similar to what he's doing here, but he's doing it in the amateur ranks. So GoodVito, let's talk about how he looks here. I would say the first thing that stood out to me was the lighting was not great. I don't think the lighting was really doing him any favors, and the combination of the lighting and his tan, he looked a little bit almost too dark to me. It was probably more the lighting, but I just feel like it didn't do any favors to showing off the detail that he had. I think the first thing I want to say is he was more conditioned. If we're talking about guys that we've been hyping up, I think it's safe to say he was more conditioned than Krizo, certainly at the Olympia Amateur. And I would say he's probably on par with the conditioning of Krizo at the Prague Pro. So I think his conditioning was good here, especially for an amateur. Again, GoodVito has never been a pro, and Michael Krizo has. Before we get to the rest of the video, today's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Law Firm. When you're injured, you deserve compensation, and the size of your law firm matters. Morgan & Morgan has more than 800 attorneys nationwide and has recovered over $13 billion for their clients. The best part? You pay nothing up front for their services. The fee is free unless they win. The second thing I noticed was his legs were very impressive. So we've seen these pictures of his legs where his legs look crazy on Instagram, social media. That's one of the things that a lot of people have been focusing on. And I think he did deliver on that here at this show. His legs look crazy. The separation looks good. The size is crazy. So he did not disappoint there. He's got quads, I think, very similar to like a Hadi Chubin or a big Ramy, just maybe not quite on their conditioning level yet. The size is very impressive. Now, one thing that I'm curious about here after watching the super heavyweight call-out is how tall GoodVito is, because he almost looks like a 212 competitor in terms of height, not in terms of weight, because obviously he's still in that super heavyweight call-out because he weighs enough to be there. He's a big bodybuilder. But I was kind of surprised at how short he looked in that call-out. I thought he was a little taller than that, and it could be because we're so used to seeing Krizo now, and Krizo is one of the tallest bodybuilders in the pro league right now. I believe he's 6'1" or 6'2", and GoodVito here, he looks like he's maybe 5'6", 5'7". So I'd love to know actually his exact height and weight here. I'm sure I've got a lot of Brazilian fans watching, a lot of maybe even Russian fans watching. If you guys have any translations of any interviews that he's done giving his exact height and weight, I would love to hear that. Because that's kind of the complicated part of GoodVito, is almost every piece of media that he's done going into this first show has been in a language that was not English. So it's very hard to generate hype for him, even though, you know, there's a translate button on Instagram, but a lot of the YouTube videos and all that sort of thing, they're all for either the Brazilian audience and very rarely for the Russian audience, and even more rarely are there subtitles in English. And that's another reason why I was curious about him going into this show is, you know, we had seen so many pictures and so many updates on social media over the course of months and the past couple of years. But leading into the show, the last couple of weeks, he really didn't post much of anything. He was posting a lot from like 4 or 5 weeks out on, but once we got close to the show, he kept it real quiet on social media. I was checking his page almost every day for a physique update a couple weeks out from the show because we knew he was doing this show way in advance. But I thought it was curious that he wasn't posting anything because unlike Krizo, you know, Krizo was posting stuff like every week. But I think overall, he looked really good here. This was the prejudging for the show. I don't even think we need to wait till finals. I think it's very obvious to me that he's going to win this. And I honestly think we do have another potential superstar in bodybuilding here. I think he's going to get his pro card here soon. I think that's not going to be too big of a challenge for him based on how he's looking here. But again, I don't think there's any possible way for him to get to the Olympia. Based on this timeline, I don't think he's going to be able to qualify in time, even if he does get his pro card this month. Now, next up in the news, big Ramy physique update. 4 days ago, so that would be 6.5 weeks out from the Olympia. And again, I think he's found kind of his favorite spot to pose, where he's got this goon light and this perfect angle here. And again, I would like to give Ramy props, because every week we're getting something new from Ramy. But still, so we got the physique update where he's showing his quads. That was taken just a couple days before this video was taken. So we got to see how vascular, how separated, how good his quads looked at around 7 weeks out. And then this was a couple days later at 6.5 weeks. So while I feel like I sound like I'm a broken record every week saying how good Ramy looks, I feel like some of the updates that we're starting to get from Ramy are like the exact same posing video, just closer to the Olympia. We're not seeing really any more or any less. I still would really like to see his legs in an actual posing video. And granted, we did see them mostly from the front at that guest posing that he did at the Dennis James Classic last weekend. But we're seeing these posing videos from Ramy, which I'm grateful for, every week. Same poses, same angle, same lighting, same location. And kind of the same thing. He's got shorts on. He's really just showing his upper body. And we're seeing really maybe minor changes from week to week. I would really like to see this same posing video. If he likes these poses, he likes that location, he likes that lighting, where we can see his legs. I think we've seen his quads. His quads look pretty good, except for, you know, that lump on the quads that a lot of people are talking about, which he seems to, maybe that's why he's covering up his legs in so many of these posing videos. It could be. But other than that, I thought his quads looked really good. And the thing that we haven't really seen is the glutes and the hamstrings, something that I think he's struggled with in the past, something that I would be curious to see how they're looking at 6.5 weeks out from the Olympia. If he's got some crazy separated hamstrings like he does with his quads. Does he already have striated glutes like Urs Kausinski in Classic Physique? Now, that would be something to break the internet, as if Big Ramy at 6.5 weeks out had like shredded to the bone striated glutes already. But I would think if he did, he would have already showed that, because it looks like he is intent on giving the fans what they want and making people talk with these physique updates. I think he's doing a good job of that so far. I think the main thing that Big Ramy is demonstrating with all these updates is confidence. He went from honestly being the bodybuilder in the Olympia lineup that was posting the least to now being the defending Mr. Olympia champion. And I think he's posting more updates than anybody else in this lineup. More videos, more pictures. He's doing, well, he's not doing more guest posing than Hunter Labrada. I'd say it's probably a tie between him and Hunter, because Hunter posts pretty regularly too. But I think this is pure confidence that we're seeing on display from Big Ramy here, and I'm impressed yet again. And that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. That's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure you leave a like on the video, a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.